Hey, welcome back for another Fatz Chats Podcast. We're here with Jay. How are you doing?
Yeah, very well, mate. Nice to see you in person, brother. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
You're a busy man. I know you're a busy man. You're flying around the globe, helping a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's nice to get you on.
Yeah.
I mean, just come from Trunks and Hunks Sea Swim. How was that?
Yeah, it was good, man. It's nice. I like what they've set up there. So it's like mental health and recovery. So I got an invite down there. So I went down there and got involved. But yeah, it's all about that community, man. Identification. I think it's key for anything when you're trying to make change, you know?
Massively, yeah. Like we were saying earlier, the community, the people around you, your average of the 5 friends, and we was just talking about some of these people can lead you a negative path, these bad friends. So tell us a little bit about what you do and where you're at.
So currently we've just opened up our teenagers facility, obviously in Cyprus, which is the Retreat Holistic. I'm to and from there in Thailand. We've got another amazing program, which is like rehabilitation, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's got a twist. It's not a prison. It's not a punishment. Ultimately, we work on people internally so they can leave us without having triggers and cravings, etc. when they leave. Obviously, I'm just visiting family at the moment. So I'm over with my girlfriend from Thailand, just catching up with them and doing what we can in between. You know, the work never ends, as you said earlier. We're always going, aren't we? But it's for the greater. At least we're not sleeping in bed all day, rotting away in terrible food, in self-pity, right?
Well, we've all been there as well.
Yeah.
Especially after the big session. You're like, fuck,
no.
It's not even the big session that kills us. The big session, and it's the 4 days after: depression, takeaways, anxiety.
Yeah.
It's a big turnaround. So when did you turn around your life?
So my real surrender came nearly 4 years ago now. I had a glimpse of what recovery looked like in around 2015-16. Obviously, I wasn't fully ready. I picked up alcohol again. Alcohol led to, obviously, the cocaine, which was, I don't say drug of choice because my drug of choice is always more. But that was my go-to.
Yeah.
I wasn't a downer. I was an upper.
Yeah.
You know, the curtain twitching, the pornography late in the mornings. It got to a point for me where it was a choice for many years. And then over the years towards the end, there was no choice.
Yeah.
It was just more. And then I nearly died, which I've spoken about before. I rolled my car at a silly amount of speed.
Wow.
Broke my back, my ribs. I had a metal rod put in my leg. Had to learn to walk again. And then I just remember lying in bed and my mum rang me in the hospital and she was crying and I just said, Mum, I'm ready now. And I was at peace, you know.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, in critical condition in hospital, the suffering I was going through in silence, I was actually in peace in a hospital bed. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy, the insanity of where addiction takes you, you know. It doesn't discriminate.
No. And getting to that close to death, you reckon that was the one thing that saved you?
Oh, for sure. What it did for me, Fatz, is this time I couldn't distract myself with dating. I couldn't distract myself with gym. I couldn't distract myself with working all day and night.
Yeah.
I had to sit with me. And that was the thing that I'm grateful for today, is that I started to build a relationship with me, with resources and people on the same journey. But most importantly, having to learn to sit with myself, which is something I think a lot of us struggle with. We're restless, we're irritable, we're discontent, we're ungrateful. No. And it's like, I didn't have a choice in that time then. I had to stay stuck, recoup, reheal. And then my journey began then over the years since there. So
nice. Staying stuck with you. I was talking to a couple of ladies, Georgia and Alicia, and we were saying a lot of the time we distract ourselves. So men, you know, we sniff the packet, we go out drinking, it's just a couple of pints, love, but it's every day, I need it. So we distract ourselves that way, but I think it comes lower term as well. We distract ourselves with junk food, we distract ourselves with takeaways, we distract ourselves with TV series, we binge because we don't want to face life. We don't want to face that shitty career, that toxic relationship. We don't want to face what we're going through. So we binge the TV show, we get the other takeaway, we do all these silly things that are bad for us. It might not be smashing back the packet and, you know, shagging brasses, but we've all got our small addictions along the way. So if somebody got an addiction or they're distracting themselves, what would your advice be?
the main thing is a lot of people, and it's a good thing, a lot of people ask me for tips and advice, but my experience and what I'd work with people and we show them is, unfortunately, if you're an addict, alcoholic like me,
Yeah.
there's not really a lot of tips and advice, because it has to be down, unfortunately, through the pain,
Yeah.
through the consequences, for us to eventually become willing to make change.
Yeah.
Because without the willingness, we're just in the cycle of stopping and starting. And I say this from the rooftops all the time. We're so misled thinking that addiction you have to use every day.
Yeah.
Addiction is in us. It's a self-centered fear in the thinking. So unless I learn to slow down and, again, connect with people, like-minded people, in my experience, it's like I can watch motivational videos, I can watch all this coaching online, but unless I'm willing to change in my behaviours and action, I can watch them on the end of a bender and then 2 days later go out and get straight back on it. I'm certainly not going to say, do you remember that motivational video I watched 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Because it's a quick dopamine fix. So as I say, for me, when you say that, it's action, it's taking direction.
Yeah.
I did a post the other day on my platforms, one of my platforms, and I said it's about being open-minded. You know, if I thought I knew best, then why am I here? Because my thinking's antisocial and dissociative.
Yeah.
So I love living, as you mentioned, avoidance.
Yeah.
Just distract me because I can't sit with me, and I can't get enough of anything. So it's about learning to have that relationship, as we spoke about previously in the car, with me and internally.
Yeah, I think that's very prevalent to today. You know, we're distracting ourselves all the time, whether it's binging food, alcohol, but even just down to the phone. We can't actually focus on things anymore. We can't be present in the room anymore. We can't spend quality time with loved ones anymore, because we're constantly distracted in a society where we're constantly judging ourselves as well. They're doing better. I wake up and I see that person doing better. I wake up and it's constantly belittling yourself, distracting yourself, so you never become one with yourself.
Yeah.
So how would somebody go on a self-discovery journey?
Well, looking out, one thing I'm always a big believer in, that recovery to each individual is personal, but go with what attracts you.
Yeah.
So if I see someone living a certain way, doing a certain thing, then it's that dropping my ego and asking them how they got there, and then reaching out, you know. So it's the law of attraction. We've known about the law of attraction for years, but we talk about law of attraction, but what does that look like? For me, it's how I'm living, not what car I've got, not what watch. That's what we talked about in the pubs.
Yeah.
It's all about money. What I want to know is, how do you live with freedom? Lower the self-obsession about worrying what people think of you. How do I integrate to life on life's terms? So what does that look like? I used to say, one of my greatest teachers, he's in Thailand with me. He's a very close friend. And I used to say, I've got really bad anxiety. And he said, stop. Why is it bad anxiety? And I went, what do you mean? He goes, it's just anxiety. Yeah. And I was like, he goes, so how was your day yesterday? And I said, yeah, it was a good day. He said, why was it good? He says, it's about what language you tell yourself. A day is just a day. It might have been better than yesterday, but it doesn't mean it's any greater or any worse. And certainly when you're saying it, and it's just learning lingo and language, as you said, from people before us, and then applying that into our life, you know. As I say, for me, if drugs and alcohol sorted my problems, then why did I need so many of them?
Yeah, that's true.
If that, and I was talking to someone down on the beach at the cold water swimming, and you know, at these kitchen sessions, which we've all been to, Fatz, right? And the people watching, that's so trauma informed.
Yeah. Because
it's usually you're all having trauma bonded conversations about relationship breakdowns, attacks, prison sentences, negativity, and to top that off, you're all off your absolute nut. So then when you wake up the next day after a session, no wonder you're like, oh my God, because you've just had a trauma bonding community conversation all night. More often than not with myself, it was with complete randoms.
Yeah.
So again, it's what you said, it's about who is my people around, because negativity will feed on negativity, right?
Yeah, that's
So
a crazy
it's
way to see it. Trauma bonding in the kitchen.
trauma bonding, and it's the same facts with relationships, right? Obviously, me and my girlfriend, we've had our ups and downs like any couple,
Yeah.
but we've learnt to meet halfway, correct, and grow off one another. Whereas before her, I was always all in trauma bonding relationships because I didn't want to be with me. It was always I'd look for a girl that I could help and pick up, but then lose myself. So it falls then into codependency.
Yeah, yeah. The
But you're,
dates, yeah.
yeah. But then I would still suit myself. So it's all stuff. This is what we do in our retreats. It's not just about the addiction. It's about emotional dysregulation, codependency, loss of loved ones. There's so much more to just getting off substances. And I haven't got any fault with treatment centres anywhere else in the world, but their priority is just to get you off drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
However, throw me back into society, I'm like a rabbit in the headlights. Without an internal change, I'm just going to go and do the same thing.
It's like somebody coming out of jail without any guidance and support. They're just going to go back into crime because that's all they know. Yeah.
And get more contacts.
Yeah.
And then you're already popping. I don't know about me. Well, for me, they were already in the rentals. We're popping champagne the day I leave at the gate. Like we're so, I see it on TikTok. God bless them. Yeah. But like celebrating, just doing a 15 rec and then coming out and meeting them at the gates. I'm thinking, mate, what a waste. Like that could have been me. I did numerous years in and out.
Yeah.
But Jesus, like that's what I have to put on. Do you know what I mean? It's like I don't judge. I'm far away from that now. And thankfully I got out of the cycle, as I say, from that suffering.
What's your views on a lot of people would say like you celebrate people coming out of jail, you celebrate people coming out of doing bad things, so we're like, oh yeah, free my guy. But I feel like the conversations or the guidance to your friends should have been, let's not let you get in trouble, my guy. Let's better your life, my guy. Rather than free my guy for going into the trouble and leading him down the bad path or encouraging that. I think a lot of us are misguided or confused when it comes to friends. We're encouraged the bad behaviour and we shout free my guy when they're inside. But what about helping them not go inside?
Yeah. And that's the key thing, isn't it? It's association. So it's like, don't get me wrong. I like, for instance, the rapper Mazza. He's come out, he's had a shift, he's done things differently from behind a prison door. But that's one in probably 1,000 successful positive cases where someone has made an active change. Also, thanks to his partner, who supported. So they had that trust there.
Yeah.
But all I see on social media now, and again, I'm not firing shots here, but for my son, there's a lot of younger generations when we're doing they're live streaming in prisons, or they're giving the prisoners spice and then they're celebrating when they get out. It's like, really? I mean, thanks now. I don't really, but I think if I was a 13, 14-year-old kid, the same as my son, he's going to go down the path that he's going to go in. But I think social media now, you've got to be really careful in what you watch.
Yeah.
You've got to be really careful of your algorithm. If you're TikTok, make sure you use the free up space tool to clear your cache so that it gives you a different feed of videos.
Yeah.
Because otherwise platforms, I was saying to my girlfriend the other day, funny enough, why do I keep getting all these fit birds in IB for coming up and blokes with muscles? And I still don't know how to, on my FYP, I still don't know how to clear my cache, but that's because it's registered what I've previously looked at in the past. But it actually irritates me now because I'm seeing girls and lads in IB. I don't even go to IB for. I've got nothing to look at in IB for. I'd rather have other stuff come up. So again, it's about what you watch is what you digest, right? What you take in.
Massively.
But as far as the stuff, if I do you know what? It's funny you said that because I did a video the other day and I said, I wish when I was younger, when I was getting bullied and I didn't fit in and I had my stuff going on before I turned into the life of crime. This was in my early childhood. I wish there was someone who just understood me, but then again, and could hold me and support me. Because then I might have gone down. But then again, it's like, well, that's dwelling on the past. Your whole journey, Jay, has got you for a greater purpose here today. So let it go. So it's got a flip side of the coin.
I spoke to Jake, who was down at Trunks Knox, who you was talking to. And Milo, the geezer from DNA Brotherhood, we was just leaving. And we was both talking about a lot of geezers beat ourselves up for the past. and we keep reliving the moments. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have sniffed that. I shouldn't have gone there. I shouldn't have fucked up that relationship. I shouldn't have thrown away that career. I shouldn't have thrown away the job. I wasted that money. And we're living there, not realizing we're at where we are now. So if it wasn't through all that, we wouldn't be where we are now. So to make the person you are today, helping people, saving lives, doing good, you had to go through some shit.
Yeah.
And I always refer back to what I say to a lot of my followers. We grow through what we go through.
Yeah, I like that.
And if you didn't go through the shit, you wouldn't have grown.
No.
You'd still be going through the same shit.
Yeah.
So lessons are a big one.
Yeah, and it's also off the back of that, it's like counsellors, doctors, psychiatrists, great. But they're nothing. They don't understand where we've come from.
Yeah.
They were probably kids in school that I would not be going nowhere near.
Yeah.
So when they're asking me, I had a counsellor once and I was so lost in addiction, and I was paying silly £150 odd a session, and he's going, well done, you're doing so well. And I'm looking at him thinking, and then he's asking me to write a chart. And this is no offence, by the way, I'm talking for the addict of my variety. Writing what I'm drinking and using on a chart, I'm not going to be truthful because I'm self-centered and selfish to the core.
Yeah.
That's what the drugs did to me in the end, so yeah, it's like there's only certain methods and routes. If you've exhausted your methods and routes, do something different. And I'd say to people as well, off the back of what you said earlier, is have your own experience, but don't keep living the same experience. If you've tried whatever and it hasn't worked, do something different.
Yeah.
Because your niche and your path will be aligned with you. But ultimately, it's about showing up and willingness, man. It's about willingness, and it's not easy. It wasn't easy when I was drink driving at 4 a.m. to a brass house, getting more gear, risking my life every time.
For the fun.
And I'm not going to say to people coming into recovery, you're not going to have challenges and ups and downs. It's not like la, 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 and we're all singing round clapping. It's not. But I know that today, no matter what, you could offer me £1 million, I wouldn't pick up a drink or a drug today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I can't say that, but I can tell you today. And that's all we've got, as you said, because should've, could've's, would've's, why, when, what, how. Well, what about just do?
Yeah. Yeah, just today.
Just today.
Yeah.
Just2Jay, my social media name. Just2Jay. So that's it. Yeah.
So just referring back to what you just said there, Just2Jay.
Yeah.
Jake was saying it as well. No matter how much of the journey he's been through, no matter what he's done before, you can only control today. You can think about the past as much as you want, get anxious about it, think about the future, what you're going to do. But he was saying most people just need to focus on just today. You're 24 hours, get through today. And then Milo, again, he was on the podcast and he was saying, if you can just get through today, you can start again tomorrow. But if you stop thinking about tomorrow, stop thinking about yesterday and just focus on today, at least you know you have got less to worry about. You just need 24 hours, just these 24 hours. And I think that's a very big thing for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't think they're going to get through the 24 hours.
No, I get a lot of people that I work with as well. They say, well, how can I not plan? How can I not have goals? No. You can have goals. You can have plans.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, even if it's just for the minute, just for the hour, just for the day, because 60-something thousand people, as I've spoken about before, for unknown circumstances worldwide, don't wake up every single day. I don't know if you know that. That's a fact. 60,000 something people don't wake up every single morning. They can't tell us why. So therefore, if I've woken up and us in this room have woken up today with breath, it was like, I've forgotten his name now. He says, you have something. He said, if you've woken up with breath, you have something. If you've battled your demons, you have mental health, you have something. And it's but it's how we channel it.
Yeah.
I know so many successful, not just multimillionaires, but celebrities, but also people without the external, that with an obsession and obsessional mind like myself, we are very successful.
Yeah.
But the minute we put a drug or drink in us, it takes away that.
Yeah.
Because we cannot stop once we start. But we are very driven, as I say, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It can definitely change the person. The drinking drugs will bring out the worst version of you, and you'll never be all you can be the whole time you're doing that. But yeah, then how do we get out of that cycle, get out of that life? Because that's all we know. How can we become the best version of ourselves?
And I tell you what, that touches on the it's funny how things align. So that touches on the conversation when Funny enough, I was just visiting my uncle. God bless him. He's really not well in hospital, and me and this other lad made eye contact in hospital. Didn't have a conversation. Comes out later that evening. I'm on my TikTok live. He comes in and he goes, "Oh my God, I saw you at the hospital today.
Oh, wow.
I'm visiting my dad who's got cancer." And we connected off social media. And then I said he's now a week sober, but he is doing it on his own.
Yeah.
But he now is connected with me, and I brought him down to the cold water swim.
Nice.
And I said to him on the way, just tell yourself it's just for today, because you can't, the mind is so good at procrastinating or projecting into the past and the future. It forgets that all is the right now. Like, so me and you right now and Summer are right where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
This will go, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, you should be doing it. No. Just shh. You're right here.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit. And the noise just goes like it has. You see that silence? It's like, oh shit.
Being present.
Yeah. Present. And you were saying you do some meditation and stuff. Beautiful stuff. It's quiet in that.
It's really hard to quieten the mind. If somebody just sat down and you say to them, read a book, quiet the mind, don't have a distraction, don't go on your phone, give yourself half an hour. A lot of people can't do it. They just need that distraction. They need to be doing something. They need to flick through. And I find it hard myself. Even when I read a book, I'll read a page and I'll go back and be like, the fuck did I just read? I have to read it again.
I do that.
All the time.
I do that.
And, you know, as society, we've kind of lost focus anyway, because we're so instant. But I think if people can practice meditation, self-realization, giving themselves that time in the morning, that half an hour, that 15 minutes, and just breathe. Just be there. A good book is The Power of Now.
I've read it.
Yeah. So that's a really good book. I really like that book. I didn't think it would be so spiritual when I was reading it. And then when I got through it, I was like, oh, well, actually, that really, really makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people need to start their day that way.
The good stuff, it's like what we did this morning as well. Cold water, ice water swimming, or just swimming. Just the one thing I fall short of, and I give myself a hard time for it. Again, one of my mentors said, when you wake up in the morning, don't touch your phone for 15 minutes. Get up, have a coffee and start your day. Then go to the phone, because when you wake up and grab your phone, which I've done this morning, your dopamine levels are ding, ding, ding. Yeah. Then what you do is your body goes into react. I've got to get back to them. I've got to reply to that comment. I've got to send that message back. So already you're in enhanced mode up rather than just being now, because you're creating yourself a task to do.
Yeah.
And but again, my missus will tell you, it's like the other week, my screen time come up 13 and a half hours a day.
Fucking hell.
But and then for that week, and then it was funny. I was with my auntie the day before yesterday, and I checked it again, and I said, "Oh, it's only 6.5 hours a day." And then my auntie turned around and she goes, "Yeah, because you've been flying all over the world in the last week." And I went, "Shit, yeah." So I can't even go on my phone.
So it weren't even you backing off.
So it weren't even the fact that I was going to tell myself, "Cool, well done." But it was because I spent most of the last week on planes going from Cyprus back to Thailand to the UK. But but again, you know, the thing, Fatz, is it's really important when you're watching this stuff is don't try and be perfect.
Yeah.
There is no such thing, but by practicing and adapting. Some days, for instance, I might. Yesterday I was on my phone a lot more. The day before I was a lot less.
Yeah.
And it's just being vigilant of it. Because if I want to know why I've had a shit day at the end of the day, it's probably because I've spent most of my day on my phone in my own head, rather than being present in the great outdoors and being grateful when I see my missus last night picking blackberries and we take the scooters along the beach. We do a couple of photos together, you know, and then I make sure I'm doing other things. It's all about application, as I say, or stay doing what you're doing. It's up to you, innit?
So when you was in hospital, you brought a thought to my head. When you was in hospital and you was on death's door and you went through the accident, what were the memories or the thoughts going through your head?
I was at peace, and it's hard to imagine what I mean by that. But I went to rehab in 2016 in the UK, which is why I don't believe, for me, they work for some people, but for me, they didn't. I came out, I was like a rabbit in the headlights. I got into serial dating. I was trying to find a girlfriend. I was trying to work 6-7 days a week.
Yeah.
I was completely keeping busy. I was training too much in the gym. I basically exhausted myself. I relapsed off the back of it. And then for 2 odd years, I knew about rehabs, knew about the meetings, but my ego and pride just kept, an addiction wouldn't get me there. So I built a business, bought the Porsche, had the Playboy missus. Everyone was telling me how good I'm doing. You're doing great. But inside, I was broken. When I say broken, I knew that it was all a lie. I knew that I was feeling guilt, shame. My parents at that point funded that rehab. And I was just masking. I call myself the social chameleon. I was like, I'd have a conversation with you, then I'd be on the road doing something that I had all these masks and personalities. I didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
She had a huge social media following. So I was like the Ken and the Barbie.
Yeah.
It was all, and it's not her. I have to look at me always. That relationship broke down off the back of that because of my using. I then used more.
Yeah.
But I was struggling. I was just getting on everybody's nerves. I couldn't get out of it, man. It was that's why I know if I relapse today, well, tomorrow, there's very little. I probably will be the 1 in 3 that end my life. Yeah. And I say that because this time round, I tried to kill myself to get me to where I was. I blew a police chase. And I remember I had 3 police cars behind me. I looked down at the clock. It was 137 miles per hour. And I remember thinking, if I don't wake up from this, it's going to be all right. Just keep going. And then I woke up from it. I call it God because I'm here for a greater purpose today. I'm not religious. But then when I was in hospital, I just loved being in hospital because I was out of the world, out of society. I couldn't even walk.
Blessing in disguise.
Yeah. And I'd never forget that day, Fatz, because I need to always remember that day. I'm a long way from the last one, but I'm one bad decision from the next. And I need never get caught up in the years.
Yeah.
Because again, all I've got is today.
All we've got today.
All we have is today.
The one bad decision away, I think that comes down to a lot of people's lives as well. You know, everybody wants to judge the homeless person on the street or the addict or the gearhead, and everybody's pointing fingers with dirty hands, but we don't realize we're one drink away from being the addict. We're one paycheck away from not getting, you know, our house taken away from us. We're only a step above what we want to look down on, yet it only takes that split second before we fall to that level anyway. So I think we're in a very judgmental society nowadays, unfortunately, because people can feel easier by pointing fingers with dirty hands. And that really sucks for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Do you ever find that?
Yeah, I want to say on the back of that as well, if you find yourself saying never, you'll end up doing it.
Oh, wow.
Because I never imagined I'd be a cokehead. I never imagined I'd be in most of my child's upbringing in prison. I never imagined being in a hospital bed fighting for my life. I never imagined, and I say to people now, I've never today took heroin.
Yeah.
But I will say to you now, it's a not yet.
Yeah.
Because anything that I say that I'm never going to do, I'm taking control, like I've got power over it.
Yeah.
But I've proven that when I say I'm never going to do, I used to say I'm never going to be that guy buying off of young lads. And I found myself being my biggest customer.
Yeah.
And I say when I see homeless people, I will never say I'll never be homeless. The thing is with the homelessness is they've either had opportunities and been them ones that haven't took them and made the change.
Yeah.
Or they're too far down the line to do anything now. Because I remember this woman in rehab that I was with, and her husband, God bless her, she's dead now, but he was a multi-millionaire, and she was in the rehab, and she says, I'm not like you lot. I've got there, and the group facilitator said, just because you've got your fancy handmade 5,500 Italian sofa with your own bar, doesn't make you any different from Jay. Yeah. And I thought, why is he bringing me into it? He said, because your husband brought you here desperate because he's going to lose his wife. And now you're sat in this circle judging everybody else. But you're no different from Jay, who's just lost everything and gone bankrupt. Yeah. And I was like, and I looked at that and I was like, you know what? That is powerful. It's like You can never say, no heroin addict, Fats, wakes up or says when he's older, when they say, do you remember when you're younger, what do you want to be when you're older? You never said you was going to be a heroin.
No.
I never screw up and said I'm going to be a cokehead.
Yeah.
I'm going to waste 5 years of my life in prison and I'm going to end up going to rehabs and nearly dying.
No, it's never plans. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, never say never, because you will get it at some point. If you think you've got control of addiction, you're fucked. You are fucked if you think you've got control, because there's such a fine line between having a choice and a voice to having none.
Yeah.
And what age you are, what drug you're taking, what drink, whatever, that's not in control. Because I work with 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds that are in the same place and grips of addiction that I was when I hit the floor first time, 25 years of age.
Yeah, so big age gap as well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If you're not enjoying it and you're doing it anyway, if you can't have one and stop,
yeah,
and if your life is becoming unmanageable, more often than not, everyone else is around you saying you've got a problem, but you're saying that you haven't. You're in it.
You're in it.
You're in it.
Yeah. And that denial.
You're in it.
That denial was the big one. Biggest one for everyone.
The acronym, don't even know I am lying, denial.
Wow. Don't even know
Yeah,
I'm
don't
lying. I like
even know
that.
I'm lying. I lived like that for 16 years.
So if somebody's watching this or listening now, and they're in denial, how would they see that? How would they?
I would say if you can identify to anything that we're talking about, there's a seed planted, because all I am and you are is farmers.
Yeah.
I can't save you. I'm not Superman. I'm not God, but I plant seeds. So everywhere I go now, Fatz, day to day, I throw seeds, and then people are up to them to grow their seed. Wow. But my garden is nourished here. I've trimmed it back. I've mowed the lawn. I'm all right. It's not perfect. It's always maintenance. But I just throw seeds because I've got caught up before, Fatz, when I've thought that clients are doing really well and they've left treatment and died. Wow. Through not applying what they've done. I used to think to myself and lose sleep thinking, could I have done more?
Yeah.
But I can't do nothing. If you want what we've got, I will give you absolutely everything outside of treatment and in treatment that I know and live and stand by. What you do with that is up to you.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, I've lost probably 20 odd people in the 4 years that I've been in through suicide and overdose. Because I now know, the years I've been around, if the drugs don't kill you, your head will.
Yeah.
Through guilt, shame, remorse, embarrassment, pride, ego. Your head will just get that strong, it will say it's never going to work for me. But again, that is not the case. I know fact, any addict alcoholic can recover if you make the effort and you do as you're fucking told. And they call it suggestions. I don't call it suggestions. I needed my ass slapped. I needed to be told what to do, how to do it, and I needed to invest in myself. And that's where I got humble.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get humble, you will get humiliated.
It comes back to, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Exactly that.
So a lot of people who want to change, who desire change, who feel like they want to, improve their life, it's about what they do. People will say to me all the time, Fatz, you saved my life. Fatz, your motivational stuff got me through. And there was a young lad I actually went to visit. He was up just outside South Wales. And his family contacted me. He was suicidal, really bad place. He found my videos, turned his life around. I was like, to be fair, I can only inspire. I can only put, like you say, seeds. I've never seen that before.
I like that.
But I can only put something out there for people. If you made the change, that's down to you.
Yeah.
If you took the action, that's down to you.
Can I tell you, that humbleness is what will keep you going in the right direction, because I get that. And sometimes I feel awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I feel like my head will say you're a fraud.
Yeah.
Right? That's what my head will say. Someone will go, yeah. It's like, this wants me below ground. My head, even when someone comes to me and says, oh, you've inspired, my head goes, you're a fraud, you're a liar. But then I have to go, shut the fuck up. Like, I am showing up. I am making the effort, and I am only ever sharing my experience, strength and journey.
Yeah.
But that is enough to know that it's helping people. but they still wants to talk nonsense to me.
Imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. And as I said to you earlier, this is the vessel, this is the judge.
Yeah.
So it's about, but again, this never goes. Does it get quieter, those of you who want to know? Yeah, it gets quieter. You get more awareness of it. You get more of an understanding that just because I think something doesn't mean it's a fact.
Yeah.
Just because I'm thinking something doesn't mean it's reality. You know, I used to walk past, I've said this before, but I used to look at people in the gym, Fatz, and I'd think, you dickhead. And I've never had a conversation with the guy.
Yeah.
But it's because something in me he's got that I possibly want.
Yeah.
But it's also closing off, learning and making new connections, because it's just a defect or a shortcoming of mine.
So many people do it.
Yeah, of course. But it's like, and then there's nothing wrong with doing that.
Yeah.
But now I've learnt to know that that's them situations. Don't be quick to judge, you know. So I don't, and I've remained, and again, the humbleness is key. Remain humble or get humiliated, man. And when people thank me, listen, I get to do this. I haven't got to. No, I don't. What's that saying? I haven't got to do this. I get to do this.
Yeah.
And that's what I learn. I haven't got to do this. I get to. It's a powerful thing, because if I say got, it's like a chore, or no, I haven't got to do anything. I get to. And I get to practice, yeah.
Another blessing. I think a lot of people do come on that judgmental journey. You know, they see a guy in a fast car drive past and they're automatically drug dealer.
Yeah.
They don't think successful person worked hard, worked for the car, really, really did a lot to get that car or that lifestyle. Automatically we're putting it down, drug dealer. You see a big guy in the gym, steroids.
Yeah.
Like everybody wants to come on that automatic discredit everybody else. And I had it for years. For years I trained in the gym, got really big, and I was natural. And then people started saying steroids. I was like, well, I eat a lot of chicken, I do a lot of protein. And for years I was like, well, if people are going to say it, I might as well do it. So I jumped on the gear. But I think a lot of people are not humble and they want to discredit others to make themselves feel better.
Yeah.
And that's a very negative way for people to see. So they'll see, there was one time I did a video in the car and I was putting the roof up. Now I wasn't showing off that my car can have a convertible. I was literally putting the roof up. But the comments underneath was, oh, you think you're flashy because you've got a convertible and something like that. What the fuck? How do you come from such a negative mindset that you've just got to discredit a car, somebody's jacket, somebody's watch, somebody's body, somebody's money? Like, instead of going, oh, I'm glad they've done well. No, that's really good.
Yeah.
And it's a horrible way to think. And that just shows their negative mindset, their bad characteristics. That shows their insecurities. So that if somebody's judgmental, horrible, dragging others down, that just shows who they are, not the person they're judging.
Yeah. I don't engage anymore. If I'm around someone and they start doing inventories of other people, I remove myself.
Yeah.
Because I used to do other people's inventories and their thinking.
Yeah.
But I don't want it now. It's like me and my missus have got a joint account on social media. And the amount of people that say that have never been to Thailand, but the minute that a white guy is with a Thai girl, they say, lady boy, lady boy, lady boy. My missus is a solid 10. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Yeah.
She's got a heart of gold. But the things that people... But again, it's like the trolls will make guys like me and you succeed.
Yeah.
Because what they do is they push the algorithm for us.
Yeah.
But as long as we're in a... As I say to my missus, as long as we're in a relationship with us, you just play the game.
Yeah.
Because you've got to have the driven. If me and you, Fatz, listen to everybody's opinions, we wouldn't be sat here today.
No chance.
Because you'd be, stuck with the people that are just doing what they're doing, which are just existing. But I'm standing out now.
Yeah.
And when you stand out, you've got to take the trolls and the hate.
Yeah. A lot.
That means I'm doing something right.
Yeah, a lot of
That means I'm doing something right. Like, it's like they'll latch on to anything to make themselves feel better. But if you've got to sit behind a faceless profile, being a keyboard warrior, I just thank my lucky stars I'm not sat where you are.
Yeah.
Because that's a painful place to be, man. That's a sad existence and life to be. We've seen my missus the other day. She says, oh my God, I've just seen another English guy with a Thai girl. And this same brunette woman who... he's trolling them, saying exactly the same. If you want to play, you could play the racist card on that, bro. Have I got time for it? Do I want to bother responding? No. God bless you.
A lot of them want the responses though.
Mate,
They want either not so much the clout, but they want the attention. You got to give me the.
I fell into that before, and my Summer will say I fell into responding and liking all the comments.
Yeah.
But I don't need to respond, but I was just boosting the algorithm. Now we're not bothered. We just post our couples stuff on there. As I say, my key thing is now is raising awareness, letting people know what's on offer and doing the good work we do. I haven't got time to sit there responding to divvies online, mate. Do you know what I mean? If you want to troll. God bless you, but I'm going to keep moving, you know?
Yeah, the God bless you part is something that I was talking to a couple of the girls on the podcast. I have some sort of empathy for these people. I hope that they can heal. I hope they can find their journey. I hope that they can fix their life. Because if they're in such a negative way that they have to drag everybody else down, they're obviously going through some shit. You know, they're lying, they're gossiping, they're making up stories. They're bringing out the worst parts, saying, oh, you used to do this, you used to do that, you used to drink, you used to be a bad person. That just shows what they're going through. I hope and pray that they can get better. I hope and pray that they do better in life. I've got no animosity towards them.
Yeah.
But I will not argue with them. I will not respond to them. It's just block, ignore, and carry on with life. I think a lot of people don't do that because they want that argument. And it's...
I mean, it's guys like myself and others yourself. I've been to hell and back, I've been to hell and back. I've opened up the gates and I'm blessed to live 2 lives in one today, you know. But it's like we have to be very vigilant about what we're doing, how we're perceiving ourselves, how we're carrying ourselves, because we're a face of the social media now.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't get caught up in diverting that, because it's very easy to get diverted. You know, I just wanted to touch on as well, if I can, around the addiction stuff. So if anybody's watching, you know, a lot of questions I get when people get clean and sober is, I'm still having dreams of using. I want people to know that relapse dreams and dreams of using substances when you've stopped is common. Also, if you're having thoughts about using substances, that is normal. You are an addict. If it doesn't work, please do something different. Message me, Just2Jay on the platforms. Let me help you. We got helplines, we got treatment centres, we got other options for you. But I get so many people saying like, oh, I'm still having dreams of it. But that's how insidious addiction is, because I don't know about you, I'd never have dreams of using gear when I was on the packet and alcohol. I'd never have a dream. But all of a sudden, when I'm disassociating that lifestyle with them, it shows you how the subconsciousness, it still tries to eat away and remind you. But I just want people to know, don't give yourself a hard time if that's popping up for you. It is normal as well, completely normal. The insanity is putting that and doing it again. So that's why we abstain from all in order to recover.
That's nice. That's good. Yeah. That's a good bit of mindset for a lot of people watching. So just wrapping up, where can people find you? And
so I've just started setting up a YouTube. I've only got 50 subscribers at the minute, but it's just #4 That is my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and my Facebook is JAY Stock. So you can get me on all those. The best ones to get me to direct message me is more often than not Instagram. But I do respond and live stream on TikToks, etc. As I say, and I'm like yourself, I'm on platforms. I'm a visible face for the haters and the lovers. We keep coming either way. You know, I'll keep showing up, man. No one's putting me off my path, and I love the work you do.
Thank you, man.
I want to thank you for inviting me down here. You know, you came down and listen, you are a really nice, humble guy, man.
Thank you, man.
And just how you carry yourself and the conversations we've had, I'm grateful to have connect with you. And any support and help you might need in the future or ideas, feel free to drop me a message. And if you ever want to come Thailand or Cyprus, make sure you give me a shout.
Yeah, beautiful. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on.
No
I appreciate you, man. Keep up the good work. You're saving lives.
Fatz. Keep watching, everybody. And God bless.
We're out, guys. Peace.